This always reminds me of that movie, All the President's Men. Pukala. I say Pukala, but I don't know how you say it. There's probably 40 different ways to say his name. Pukala, Pakala, Pukala. But he did All the President's Men with Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman. And there's a character in there called Deep Throat. And this is basically about two Wall Street journalists, okay, that also worked in Washington. Now, they were mostly, if I'm not mistaken, they mostly were political journalists that did work in Washington. They discovered Watergate scandal. But they mostly operated out of Washington, D.C. And they were very good journalists. And it was probably Robert Redford's best performance, along with Dustin Hoffman. I think Dustin Hoffman was incredibly good. Incredibly good. He's definitely one of my favorite actors. I did work with him on set on a movie called Moonlight Mile with Jake Gyllenhaal. It was Jake Gyllenhaal's pretty much one of his first breakout movies that he worked with Hoffman. That looks like a really good spot right there. But they would meet in a parking garage or garage. Colloquial would be garage. And if you mispronounced it, that would be colloquial as well. You can mispronounce things and get it right. But they did their very best, and they discovered the Watergate scandal. It is based on a true story about two journalists, and they investigated it, and they found out what was really going on. It's a real good movie. If you're into political drama about Washington, D.C., then that's the one you want to see for sure, 100%. Without a doubt. Say 100% up, without a doubt. No, I'd say 110%, and without any doubt at all. There we go. Without a freckle of a doubt. And I made that up just now, a freckle of a doubt. So it's a good one. The reason it's good is because of the attention level of Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman. They're very, very focused. The typewriters are going on, and Pokala, whatever his name is, he captured all the journalism that goes on when writing a newspaper. And they figured it out on doorsteps. They went and knocked on doors. And yeah. Remember Richard Dreyfuss and The Goodbye Girl? He's playing the... What is that spit on me? He's playing that Richard III. Neil Simon. Neil Simon at the best. Myself with a tree limb. Golly. I was looking down at my phone like this, and my glasses just obliterated. I found a pair about a block away, I'm not lying, because they went down my apron. It's the apron I'm wearing right here. See right here? See the apron? See it? Now you see it. Well, they flew off my face, and they ended up on the ground. But it was a block away. When I got out of the car, I looked down and there was the side of my glasses. That's all I found. Or one side of the rim right here. Whatever you call this, the leg of the glasses. You can call it that if you're colloquial. Colloquial means like common day. All right. That guy just told me you can just pull the door. There we go. We're gonna take it. I think it looks David Lynch. Kind of in the beginning, Twin Peaks Return, when she brings in the coffee. You're a bad girl. Now you can't go in there. But here we go. Let's see. Yeah. We did not get that information, but we're gonna guess. Yeah. A little bit. I think David Lynch's stuff is very clean. It's very clean. But elevators are involved in all the great works out there. And then Eraserhead, it takes a long time for that elevator to close. Every time you go in these apartments, you always see people on the lower level. Then you see them again on a higher level. I'm not lying. Okay. Sorry about that. Very good. Remember that scene with Dustin Hoffman and Lenny where he's running down the hallway and then he jumps over the door? You see it from like a long distance. They got cameras all around here. They could probably find some of that footage, use it later on when they cut this masterpiece. Probably make about 50 good films about restaurant delivery. Huh, some ice. Here we go. Remember these. Man. I mean, I just walked right into that tree. And that tree limb was right there. Boom! Oh man, my glasses, like, they just, and I'm like, where'd my glasses go? It's like they fell in a wormhole. And I was like, whoa. Now one piece fell into my apron right here. Right here. So the other piece, I don't know where it went. I looked for it everywhere. So I got into my car, I drove like a block, and I jumped out, I looked down, and the leg of the glasses, the leg of the reading glasses were on the ground. I was looking down going, what in the world? What in the world? And I don't know, they're gone. I mean, there's no reason to try to, you might can say the lenses, but I don't know. The lenses didn't shatter. It was just the force of the, sense memory. The force of the glass, the force of hitting the tree snapped them. And then they just, I looked around, they were gone. I looked at my apron, and the only piece that were in there was one leg piece. I was like, whoa, my goodness gracious. Yeah, when you take the stairs on these, it leads you back like in a circle. Like you go down and you have to end up taking the elevator, or at least I did. I don't know. It's like a labyrinth. You know, you get down to that level, you're like, well, how do I get out? You go back into the elevator and you're like, oh, I know how to get out from the elevator, you know. It was weird, man. I mean, just completely weird. I put some ice on it. It's right here. But it hit me here, and the force was so hard that it snapped them because they're breakaway. Because they do that on purpose. That's how they make them. That's why they're you know, fairly, I would say they're too expensive. It depends on what you think expensive is. I mean, my goodness gracious. That's crazy. Crazy. All you do is just pull on that door right there. No, you're not talking about this place, or you're talking about what place? Yeah, you just pull on that door. You're trying to get into this building?
No. We can get in for like the parking.
Oh, I don't even know why you would need it.
Because they tow.
This is guest parking.
They still, if you're.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, oh, yeah. How long are you planning on staying? Why would you need an access code if you're... Oh, is it like on an app? Oh, I'm sorry, are y'all talking about like an app? Like a parking app? Okay, yeah. They're probably talking about a parking app. Yeah, they're talking about access code for a parking app. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, I see. They have it on the wall right there. R2 parking, or R2 park. Yeah, it looks like a pretty nice mattress over there. Copyright coming in. Copyright. Now I'm using a lot of it lately. Copyright flags are going all over the place. You have to do a little bit of that just to get used to it. But it depends on a lot of different factors when it comes to copyright music. How it's being heard, so the level of it, whether something's being talked over it or not. So if you're talking it actually over the copyright, it's harder for them to flag you because of, I don't know, maybe artistic expression or the fact that you can't really hear or make it out. If you cannot hear or make it out, the algorithm won't get it, or the AI will not find it, so they won't be able to flag it. So you can beat it, but you have to really know how to talk and really bring your level up on talking too. That way you're not hit with copyright. .9 miles, 5 minutes. We'll arrive at 10:06 p.m. Some kind of social club right there. Social house is what they go by. This is a Saturday night, not very mild for Saturday. It's like good thing they're in an apartment complex, you know. Copyright, but no lyrics are okay. Right, another night of delivery. We're gonna head back to see Linda and Kitty. Meow. MEOW. The idea behind, give me a minute. The idea behind Slough Horses and Gary Oldman and Mick Herron is they're presenting another side of what John Bunyan wrote about in Pilgrims Progress. That's why it's called Slough House, because John Bunyan also used the term slough, which means like despond, slow, known as Slough Horses. So, when you're watching it, you get an idea of Christian escaping the city of destruction and being hit up by the worldly wise man, saying, "Come along with me. This is the easy path, the path to legality." And Christian is reminded by evangelist, "Christian, did I not already tell you? This is the path." And worldly wiseman argues and says, "No, you don't want to go down that path at all. That's the path of trouble and destruction. That's the path that's very difficult and hard and rocky." And evangelist reminds Christian, "Christian, you want to go down that path over there. Look, you can see the path, the light." Let me see if I can go to 7-Eleven over this way. "That way, go towards the light," evangelist says. "Follow that light, keep that light in your eyes and go forward." And so he goes away from worldly wisemen. He chooses not the path of legality, but rather the path of difficultness. The rocky path. And he finds the light on the horizon. He sees it. And he goes. And he passes through many towns, that even the town of vanity, who faithful is tried and faithful is executed. But Christian walks past the town of vanity. And eventually, after being told by House Beautiful and interpreted, he eventually finds his way to a wayside cross where he meets 3 angels. The first angel gives him the key of promise. The second angel reminds him that his sins are forgiven. And the third angel gives him a scroll. He takes the scroll and he moves forward. And then he is challenged by Apollyon, where he says, "There is a border that you will not cross, Apollyon. Our Father will stop you." And he says this, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." He holds the Bible as a shield. Apollyon is strucken and moves away, also known as Apollyon. And there's 5 different ways to say his name. He moves forward and finally meets a gentleman of the name of Hopeful. Hopeful and him shake hands, and they move forward until finally they go through much trouble through Despair, who represents possible marriage, evil marriage. Despair goes to his wife. He's a large ogre of a man, and he says, I have found, oh, there's Bentley. I have found someone trespassing. What shall I do? And his wife says, tear them apart. So they're put into a dungeon. But no, there's nothing to fear. Christian has the key of promise, and he uses it to open the door and get out. He goes out of the dungeon with Hopeful until they get through of course, the River of Death. The River of Death, of course, only Enoch and Elijah have passed through it without dying. They through the River of Death to the Celestial City. I'm gonna get a refill. Paul invites him into the Celestial City and offers him some vitamin water. Cheerio. Oh, there you are. That papa light, that papa light, that papa light, that papa light.